Hey YouTube, so I videoed and I was going to post our first day of homeschool. And then I decided not to. And here's why. I'm going to be washing dishes while we're talking. So we started back into using Ambleside Online. I put it into a year in the Charlotte Mason method. Specifically, I was just trying to use the Charlotte Mason method. And we started into it. I had all of the books put together for my my year 1.5 that I kind of came up with. And I'm going to fill up the sink with water, so I'm going to be moving us. So I figured out this year 1.5 and I put all of my work and efforts into that and figuring out what we were going to read. Well, then we did our day one, and I didn't want to show you the video because it did not show what the actual day was like, I felt. It made it seem like it ran a lot more smoothly than what it did. And our big thing keeps on coming around to narration and the fact that my oldest will not do it. She will not narrate. She just flat out refuses. And I have tried various ways to work through that. None of those ways have worked. So instead of making myself and her miserable, trying to keep us out of the kitchen while the water's running. So instead of making myself and her miserable, I decided to not continue on doing that. I read a lot of different blogs and a lot of different opinions on homeschooling. I've read so much stuff. And I feel like it gets me pulled into different directions. So my husband and I one night, we decided we're just gonna, chill after the kids go to bed. So we were sitting around a fire in our yard, had like baby monitor and everything so we could hear the kids. But so we were sitting there just chatting and talking. And of course homeschool came up because homeschool is essentially my job, my domain. Of course my husband does things with them that are educational. But the bulk of it is me. It's my job because I'm at home. And anyways, we were talking about it, and I think I just really need to focus in on following the laws of my state. We're in Pennsylvania. So legally, and we're not in Philadelphia. So legally, all we have to do, we do not have to start homeschooling until our children are 8 years old. Now, as many of you know, my oldest is 7, and she understands stuff. She knows things. She knows a lot of the basics and then some. So she's reading very fluently. I did test her a little bit just to see where she was at math-wise. I would put her at a 2nd grade level as far as math goes. As far as reading goes, I would probably put her at least a 3rd grade level. So we just... That being said, that gives me comfort. Is it necessary? No, but it gives me comfort. And it makes me feel better about the idea of... taking a more, I don't want to call it unschooling because it's not, because I will be choosing for them things to read and things for us to do, like activities and things like that. I will be choosing the activities, like our outings and stuff like that. So I still plan on doing at least a ton of outings. I plan on doing a ton of outings this year. And doing a lot of like child-led learning and things like that. The game plan is to give my daughter a list of things that we want her to learn and let her decide how she learns them. And we will be focused in on the same educational goals, but we're going to let her choose how to do it and when to do it. Because she's the type of kid, I can show her how to do something one time and that's all that it takes. So for my oldest, that's what we're doing. That's where we're at. So I guess we're going to do eclectic homeschooling, we'll call it. For my son, I do not plan on being super structured anymore. I started into using Easy Peasy, and then I might use the phonics portion of it for getting ready to ease him into the reading, because we started off with phonics, so I just want to continue on with that. He is not ready for reading using sight words, so he isn't ready for the McGuffey primers or anything like that. So we're going to wait on those and hold off on those until at least next year probably, or later on this year, and we'll see where we're at then. So that's about it. That's my little update. I want to do weekly our weekend reviews, and maybe throw up like some pictures of the different things we did, like different activities and stuff like that, and also maybe just how we're changing and the things we're doing, different things like that. So that is the goal for right now, is a child-led approach to learning, very much so child-led, and then also some of my choices sprinkled in, because I cannot relinquish all control. I just can't. I've relinquished a lot, but not all of it. So that leads me to next year, whenever I'm going to start practicing it this year, just putting it into practice to see how it goes. But for next year, if we plan on continuing on in this direction, my game plan is to buy a student planner, so for next year it would be a 2018-2019 planner, but one that starts in August, ends in July-ish. And I am just going to daily make notes of what we do and treat it almost like a journal of our activities and things that we're doing. I may like staple samples into it to almost serve as a portfolio. Since we are in Pennsylvania, we have to do a portfolio, but then I'll be able to pull things from there whenever we go back at the end of the year to do the portfolio. I don't know if that makes sense or not. I also plan on starting an Instagram account, and I was thinking I was going to make it private, but I might make it public, and maybe I'll list it here whenever I do make it. I'll make a video about making the Instagram account. But I plan on making one for our homeschool and inserting pictures of the different activities and outings and adventures and things like that we go on, and just posting all of those things and saving them on Instagram, because I know in a lot of unschooling circles that's encouraged to make an Instagram account and just always keep those pictures going up, and that serves as your portfolio. So between the student planner and the Instagram account, between those two things, that's where our end of the year portfolio will come from. And I think that's it. So we're still going to be reading great books, great literature, because I won't let it go. But we are not going to be following a schedule, because that is just it's not working for my family, and I have to let it go, because sometimes the way we want to teach does not jive with the way that our children learn best, and we just have to let that go. We have to move on, and we have to figure out how can we teach our children the way that they learn. And that's it. I think that's my final thought. So I hope you all have a great day. I hope you're having a great school year, and feel free to ask any questions that you have in the comments below. If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe. Thanks again for watching.